Welcome back again, guys, and today I have a very special video. I'm gonna take you guys to my village where I grew up. In this video, unlike the last one, life slows down, so let's go check out my village and how life is like in rural Uganda. Now, even though it takes about 3 to 5 hours to get there, along the way we pass the equator and there's many food stops, so it makes the ride pretty exciting. So we're here in Chotera. This is the closest big town to my village, and every time before you go to your grandparents' house, you wanna visit any family member, you wanna buy some things. So if you haven't been home in a long time, which I haven't, you just buy some sugar, rice, anything you can afford. You just take it and give it out to people. So it's nice to see people, but it's also nice to bring a nice little surprise. Mulimutia. Mulimutia. Now, because it had been raining recently, it took us almost 2 hours to drive the last 20 miles, but we arrived in the village safely with goodies. Good morning from the greatest place on earth. This is our home, our village. We're in Bukala. So I'm gonna do some chores. First, we gotta milk the cows. So I'm gonna show you. So it's very important for us to get up early in the village because we have to milk the cows and make sure tea is ready when everybody else wakes up. Alright, so I'm gonna explain to you a bit of the process, right? Essentially, you have two little storaways. You got the small one here. So those are the ones that the newborns, a few months old, you keep them away from the mothers. They can't actually walk with them to feed. So when they go grazing, they can't walk with them. It kind of goes really far. When it comes time to milking, you get them out of there and they feed for a little bit. You move them and then you start milking the cow. So you don't finish all the milk. And then after you take some of the milk out for use, you let them finish feeding. So in my village, we keep cows primarily for milk. It's a good source of nutrition, and if you do have a lot of cows, you can actually sell the milk just to make some extra money. So I'm gonna try milking for the first time in 20 years. And as I was milking this cow, it even gave me an extra present. And the rope we have tied around the cow, it's not painful, we just tie it tight enough so the cow doesn't move. Alright, that was it, guys. So when I was a kid, I always wanted to be like, when I'm older enough, I want to be able to milk the cows. Because usually adults did it, so when you're a kid, you couldn't do it. But yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. As I said, we have a lot of useful milk in our village. Right now, my aunt there is making ghee. As she shakes back and forth, after about 30 to 45 minutes, it becomes ghee, which we put in our food. This is milk, though. So that process is how we make ghee, and it's also the same process we use to make yogurt. There's they put smoke in here, and it kind of mixes with whatever this thing is made of. This is wood, right?
Yes.
You add some flavor to the milk.
Babita bita. Witirizo, chitunga. This is just an oven. It looks like.
And the purpose of this whole process is just to put some flavor into the milk.
Ego. Aha, you start.
Cutting college.
Take a quick chance. Aha.
Wait.
Yeah. Go to get there. Take a wobbly. Aha. So, Costum got in a wagulu. Don't you ever like that?
Let's go.
Mchijeko?
Mchigaleo? Pa. So that's for the flavor. Hey, like this, right?
Now, this is called a chanzi, basically a milk pot. The smoke, like I said, is just in there to mix with the milk. The longer it stays in there, the more of the flavor you can taste.
Elijah, take over. Oh, no, professional. So we're gonna put some milk in here now. The milk is already cooked. So this is whole milk, no water. Then you drink it. So this has been there since last night. I'm drinking Elijah's milk. Elijah gave me permission to drink some of his milk. Very delicious. Very tasty milk. So what's the difference between this and tea? It's just a flavor, or?
Just like a flavor. You taste this one.
This one? So this is the one I just put in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna taste this one to see what the difference is in taste compared to the other one that's been there since last night. So the smoke hasn't gone into the milk yet. Actually, the milk tastes fine, but it doesn't have the flavor yet.
For the new one?
Yeah, so this is the new one. It's still very smoky, so you can actually choke. So yeah, this is like a little hut you make. It actually stays very cool in here. Got it. So you have to wear these shoes. These are gum boots. They're called gum boots because, especially earlier, I was with the cows. There's a lot of mud. There's a lot of mud here when it rains, but with the cows, because of the cow poop that's dry, when it rains, it gets really wet. So you need these shoes. They're waterproof. That way you don't get wet or dirty. My grandparents are neighbors. They live right next to each other. I'm gonna visit my grandma, number 2, and deliver some things. This is the home of all children in the village.
Because of our fertile land in Uganda, Uganda has the potential to feed up to 200 million people. So we're gonna walk through the garden and I'm gonna show you some of the foods that we grow.
Matoke. This is our staple food in Uganda.
Now that is matoke, our staple food, and right there we have some cassava. Uganda is a very fertile country. In this garden alone, we have mangoes, we have oranges, we have pineapples, we have yams, we have sweet potatoes, all types of food and fruit.
This is jackfruit, fene. So fene, it's a jackfruit. There's a fruit in here that's really sweet. Fene is very delicious. So again, we have coffee, sugar cane. So we have 2 homes here, right? This is the first house right here. This is where I grew up. Now it's just a kitchen. Funny enough, this house looks old, but when it was built around, I want to say 1998, 2000, it was the biggest house in the village. We were like, yo, those guys are rich. Look at their house. Muri mutia. Hey. Alright, so I'm buying some veggies in my little market in my village. Helped by advertising the game there.
Yes, the pure.
The tastiest. Reporting again from Bukala. So today we're gonna do a very common village chore. We're gonna fetch some water from the well. I'm gonna show you how I used to fetch water as a kid. I used to walk here all the time. This is basically Jeva, me when I was a kid. So the distance from the house to here, maybe almost half a mile. Some people walk further down, but thankfully we lived on the road, so it wasn't too far. What do you think you've been drinking?
Oh my goodness. What brought me here? I thought this is just for washing the house.
So it's maybe like maybe 3.5, 4 feet. Do you have the...
So even though we use water tanks now, occasionally somebody will come here to get water, especially if it hasn't been raining, to refill the tanks. This is a community well, so it serves hundreds of families, and every now and then the water is cleaned, but don't worry about it, it's not as dirty as it looks. It's because there's some sand under, so when it mixes up it does give it that brown look. Now, if you grew up in the village, you know going to the well was a social thing. That's where you met some of your friends, you played games, and of course there were always those fights on the well.
So look. Look how many people on this border. There's like so many people.
Mother, I'm giving her the water. Mama, Mama, you get to see.
Even me, I want to give mine.
Now we have brought the water. So we have brought the water to our home. And that's it. So today I'm gonna harvest some yams, my uni. And there's yams under here. So let's get some yams. Kind of little, but these are yams.
Guys, please disregard me breathing hard. This is very hard labor.
Those are yams. Even this is a small one. So we're just showing an example, but you can let it grow and these become very big. So let's take it to mom so they can cook for us. Elijah, let's show what we got. Oh, this is our mom. We give her some yams.
Oh.
But this is very hard work, man. I just did one and I was beat. So people here work very hard for so little. Today, I'm going to see my cow that my grandma gave me. So this is my grandma's cows. That's my cow. Do you remember those yams from earlier? I'm gonna show you the yams. They're done cooking. How many got you? How many? What do? Those are the yams cooked up earlier. This is our village swimming pool. This should have been the Ugandan swimming team.
One of my favorite things about going to the village is getting to catch up with your cousins or even family members that you haven't seen in a long time. Now in Uganda, most people have a village home and a town home. So you might go to school in the capital city, and during school breaks, during Christmas, then you go back to the village and then you just catch up with some family. So that is luombo. This is one of Uganda's staple meals. Luombo is just basically a wrap, so you can put different foods in there. This specifically is gnut or peanut sauce. We cook it, then we wrap it with a banana plant, and then they steam it to kind of add flavor to it. It's very delicious.
Eat it with what, matoke?
Eat it with matoke, kaunga, and it just gives it a very nice flavor. It's already cooked very nicely, but this kind of gives it the taste of the banana plant.
And that is it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's 100% free on me.